On Saturday, September 7th at the SAP Center in San Jose, California, Bellator MMA kicks off the first half of the Featherweight World Grand Prix opening round. Fighters from all around the globe will compete in a sudden death 16-man tournament to lay claim to not only the Featherweight World Grand Prix title, but also for the right and honor of being the Bellator Featherweight World Champion. So many things are on the line: pride, glory, and a chance at the $1 million cash prize. Getting to the end will not be easy, as this Grand Prix showcases the most talented 145-pound fighters in the world. It has champions, former champions, undefeated records, and young guns looking to show the world how incredibly exceptional they are. It's truly anyone's title to win. Who will move on? Who will survive? Who will become a legend? Watch it all live, exclusively on DAZN. Curran, at one point I actually thought, you know what, he's tailing off. He's got a renewed energy for the sport of MMA, and it's a renewed confidence. And I know he's coming off of a loss against AJ McKee, who talks about this tournament with a renewed energy and passion that tells you Pat Curran is someone you're gonna have to watch for.
My motivation coming into this fight is definitely to make the most of it. I like to make as much money as possible, but also I want to be known as one of the best featherweights in the world and recapture the title to become the featherweight champion again. I've already done it twice. I know I have it in me, so one more time can't hurt, and I feel like this would be the pinnacle in my career.
Adam Borics, he is the #1 dark horse in this whole thing. We're talking about guys who could put things together. He's a true MMA fighter.
I am telling you, nobody works harder in the planet than me. If you ask somebody in a Hard Knocks 365, everybody will answer this. Adam is the most hard worker in this gym.
Look at, he is 13-0 as a professional fighter. He was 7-0 as an amateur mixed martial artist. He was 10-0 as a Muay Thai and kickboxer. He has never lost in combat sports. So right now his confidence is as high as it's gonna get. He is super fast. He is very explosive, especially with those flying knees. He's had a couple of knockouts there, and he could take this thing, walk away as an undefeated fighter.
Definitely gonna be a tough fight. He's undefeated. He's never tasted a defeat before. So, he's riding that wave in a sense, and it's really hard to stop somebody like that, but I have all the motivation in the world to do so.
Pat is always a very good defensive fighter. He's hard to hurt. He's hard to get anything on in the fight. And when he opens up, he's got power in both hands. He's got a great ground game. He's the full package.
Pat Curran last fight against AJ McKee, but definitely we will sit with my coaches together and watch his fight.
I think he understands what he needs to do to get back to that title. He knows exactly what he needs to do to move on in the tournament. He's in a happy place now, and I think that's a very dangerous person.
Can Pat Curran bring back the past and get past the future in Adam Borics?
The Portuguese word for pressure is Pedro. Huge amount of pressure. He can fight orthodox southpaw. He's got a really good grappling game and how he uses grappling, and a mindset that I don't think anybody in the tournament will have.
No one can take my pressure. No one puts that amount of pressure that I put in my opponents like I do, you know. And I know that it's going to be a difference maker in this tournament. No one is ready for my pressure.
Cecilia, someone that's going to walk you down and throw big things. Doesn't care if the fight stays on the feet or goes to the ground. He's the guy that will take the fight anywhere. Whatever he needs to do to win, that's what he'll do.
You don't even need to hype fights and do any of the trash talking now. The only hype you need is, mine and Pedro's highlight reel, and then us in the cage. And it's pretty simple. It's like, you win, you get that money. If you don't, you go home. You take that long flight home. I ain't doing that.
He's got a really interesting mindset. very huge amount of self-belief, but self-belief brought through experience and how he trains. He trains incredibly hard.
Some Cecilia, you know, they can put wherever they want. They could put a champion in the first round because the fate of all of them is going to be the same. I'm going to beat them all. The toughest, the better. Because the thing that I love the most inside of the cage is break someone mentally. I break them, you know. After they face me, they are not the same fighters anymore, and they all gonna realize when they step in that cage with me.
To me, in the tournament, we're the two most violent fighters, you know, and I think that's why they paired us up. You know, you want to kick off a tournament and like tune into Cecilia and Pedro because those two are gonna try to kill each other. We're not point fighters. We're looking for finishes. We're looking for chokes, knees, punches. You know, these are the kind of fights that I get excited about.
Daniel Strauss, the emotions, the things that are going through his mind. He's got the big win that he's coming off of after a long layoff from his horrific motorcycle accident. When I interviewed him in the back before his last fight, he just looked at me and he said, I need this. This right here, this is his opportunity to wipe all the stuff that happened before away and get his title back.
He's come back, he's proven that he is the same fighter he was before, maybe even better. And I think this tournament will really showcase just how well he's improved.
It's actually been a while since I fought in a tournament, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun to be back competing with the big dogs. So I'm excited to be there and be a part of this.
Coming into that, Derek Campos. The Stallion has had some just wars, and you know going into a fight he's gonna be the guy that's gonna bite down on his mouthpiece and go for it. He has got all the tools necessary. The one thing he was making a mistake in the past, I believe, he wasn't 100% in, and in the game of mixed martial arts, you've got to be 100% involved.
And when I talked to him, he was working 14-hour days, 2 weeks before the fight. Finally decided to step away from his job the last 2 weeks. You can't do that in this sport. But right now, you're fighting in the Featherweight Grand Prix, okay? And it's an opportunity for you to solidify your legacy or become the world champion. I wouldn't be surprised with him if he was another guy that just selects that ball and puts himself right in the position to fight for the title immediately.
I just want to show people from my hometown, you know, the young kids coming up, you know, my friends, my family, like you don't give up on your dreams, you know. When you commit to something, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and you know, don't ever give up. Times may be hard, you know. I need to turn things around myself right now, and for me, I'm not focused on that so much. I'm just focused on sending a message of commit to your dreams, don't ever give up on them, and in the end, all your hard work will come to fruition.
Man, I'm trying to take my man out the game. You know, with all due respect, we were going in there and we fighting and we going to war. You know, he's trying to take my head off and I'm gonna try to take his off and get that knockout, get that stoppage, and move on to the next round, you know. I don't really see that, you know, it's gonna be an easy fight. Dude has a chin and he likes to throw, so gotta be cautious and you know, execute my game plan first.
I know he's hungry with his last fight that he had. I'm just looking to go in there and just use all the tools that I have. You know, you've seen me in the past and I've used very limited resources, but this time I'll come with all my guns, everything I've got, and just gonna try to send a message to the rest of the division and take them out.
Emanuel Sanchez is the veteran. He's the one that comes from a great camp, works with guys like Anthony Showtime Pettis, comes with Duke Rufus. He understands all the things that he needs to do to win this tournament. I think in a 5-round fight, in the 5-round format, once he gets to that position, I think this tournament is his to lose. He has all the ability to push the pace. He's really good now off of his back. He's done a great job working on his grappling and his techniques. We already know how great of a striker he is. We've seen what he's done to Henry Corrales by knocking out 5 of his teeth. I think he can continue to do this in this format, this 5-round format. When it gets past the first round, is gonna suit him. Got his hands full in the first round, but I think he's gonna get to that second round when he gets there. This is his Grand Prix to lose.
Shaping my legacy is going out and winning this whole tournament, man. You know, the money is great, the straps are great, but to me, the undisputed featherweight world champion and the guy who destroyed everybody in his path to win it all.
Another man who could go very far in this tournament for me is 26-year-old Taehwan Claxton from Cleveland, Ohio. Already 5 fights in Bellator, all victories, 4 of them by stoppage. He is so fast and is a natural fighting athlete. We haven't seen his full IQ yet, but I think there is so much in reserve with him. He again could be one of the big surprises in this tournament. A brilliant wrestler in his past. He is now also brutal with his flying knees in his hands. He is one to watch out for, mark my words.
We've got a lot of young fighters coming into this tournament, which I think is really exciting because they're going up against these crazy veterans of Bellator.
I think a lot of these guys are great fighters for the era that they were fighting in. This is a completely different era of fighting, you know, and it's time for the new blood to come over and take over. Slowly but surely, I think they'll start to understand that being a one-trick pony, two-trick pony, three-trick pony doesn't work anymore. You know, you got to be an animal in all aspects.
You got the matador in Emanuel Sanchez. Those guys bring history. They bring history from Bellator. They bring history of the people that they have already fought against.
I see me taking this guy out in the first round. I respect him a lot. Great athlete, great fighter, but I'll show him who his airness really is over here in the Midwest here in near Chicago. And I'm excited to leave it all on the line with this guy who's, I'm sure, just as hungry as I am. We'll see who's hungrier. We'll find out September 7th.
You know, Pitbull couldn't finish him. I want to finish him. And I think that's going to set the precedent right away. Like, if anything less than a finish, I'm so disappointed in myself.
He's coming into a tournament like this, you know, you've got people that have undefeated records. AJ McKee is undefeated, you know, Borch is undefeated, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all, because when you come into this tournament, it is about getting that win. And your record doesn't mean anything, you being the champion doesn't mean anything. Everybody in this has a chance to be that last man standing, to be that last man that's going to walk out with that $1 million prize. Everybody in this tournament can be the Bellator Featherweight champion at the end of this tournament.